Peace to everybody. This story is about Michael Jackson estate claims HBO is helping Wade Robson try and take millions from MJ's kids. And as you can see in the picture here is Michael Jackson, the beautiful Paris Jackson. I think that's Taz Jackson with her cousin, I'm not sure. And I don't know who that, it might be Blanket, her brother. As a reminder, there are words I'm not going to be able to pronounce, so please do not judge me. Thank you. The estate of Michael Jackson is trashing HBO over Leaving Neverland and says the network is only helping Wade Robson and James Safechuck in their attempt to take money straight out of the pockets of Paris, Prince, and Blanket. So now we know what those, as you know, Wade Robson and James Safechuck, yes, I do call them a liar because this is what they were trying to do. They're trying to take money away from Michael Jackson's children. And they're not going to allow it because once Paris and her brothers get together to sue them, that's it. They got no say in after that. According to legal documents obtained by the Blast, attorneys for MJ's estate says they litigated for 5 years with Robson and Safechuck and has overwhelming proof that the two are not credible. Yes, the Wade Robson and James Safechuck, they're definitely not credible because they're lying. They were smiling because they knew they were scamming when I did a little research on them. So, and Michael Jackson's children are not going to put up with it, and neither is the estate. The estate is not pulling any punches with Robson and Safechuck, and flat out says they are trained actors who made up their stories years after Jackson died in order to sue the estate and try to take hundreds of millions of dollars from Jackson's rightful heirs, his 3 children. So yeah, I figured Robson and Safechuck were scamming, so I knew they was lying. And I could tell when somebody is lying, and now we know what they're about. They're trained actors. So they thought, well, we're going to take Michael's children's money away from them. Not going to happen. Nah, they're just not going to pay those two, because once the children get a hold of a lawsuit and file lawsuits against them, those two will be in trouble. Specifically addressing HBO, the estate believes it is a violation of just about every journalistic standard that HBO neglected to even mention in Leaving Neverland, that the two are still pursuing claims for hundreds of millions of dollars from Jackson's children. Well, HBO is still claiming it. I mean, there's stuff in there they did not say. I mean, well, come on. HBO should have known better. They should have said, "Oh well, these two are actors." They didn't do it, and they still helping those two. I wouldn't be helping them. I would tell James Safechuck and Wade Robson, get out of here. You're not getting no money. That's what I would have been doing. But since they violated it, I mean, seriously, Jackson's children have not directly spoken on the allegations in Leaving Neverland, but Paris did recently tell fans it was not her role to defend her father, and there's nothing I could say that hasn't already been said in regards to defense. Prince has always defended his father, and Blanket, who goes by BG these days, has also been silent. So yeah, the children never spoke on it. Paris came out and said that's not her role to defend her father, and I believe Paris. She's telling the truth. She doesn't want it. She's heard everything you could think of. And as for her brothers, yeah, they defended their father as well. So it's no surprise that the children are in the middle of this mess at all because of what Wade Robson and James Safechuck had done. The estate, which has sued HBO for breach of contract, argues that they were never have released Leaving Neverland had MJ still been alive, because they state if Michael Jackson were alive, we have no doubt at all that he could sue and win for defamation. They admit that neither MJ's children nor the estate are able to sue for defamation and believe that was a major factor in HBO releasing the film. So how can the estate not sue them? Yes, they can for defamation. You're dragging somebody's name in the mud. That's what HBO was doing, dragging Michael Jackson's name in the mud to defame him. Michael Jackson was very famous. He has done a lot of stuff, charities, tours, everything you could think of. And now all of a sudden, James Safechuck and Wade Robson are just going to tarnish his name? No, that's not going to happen. Because once the children file lawsuits against them, they're going to be very sorry that they ever dragged his name in the middle of all these lies and everything. Shortly after it premiered at Sundance, MJ's estate filed a petition to compel HBO to arbitration over director Dan Reed's Leaving Neverland. The estate is arguing that Jackson had a long-standing contractual relationship with HBO and believe there is a non-dispar regiment clause that was breached. So, yeah, Michael Jackson must have had a long history with HBO or something like that. But then, the Jackson estate is not going to put up with any of these lies at all. MJ's estate believes their damages could exceed $100 million and are intending to go after HBO for the full amount. So yeah, they're really going to go after HBO. Once they get that $100 million, there's nothing HBO can do. And if I were HBO, I'd start paying up real quick. HBO fought to have the lawsuit transferred to a federal court, but now Jackson's estate is demanding the judge remand it back to state court. They accuse the network of playing games by moving the case and want a real process to expose HBO's lack of journalistic integrity. So this is a back and forth thing. They want it in one court. The Jackson wants it back in the state court, which I agree with the Jackson estate because it should be in the state court and nowhere else. But all this back and forth, come on. As you can see, here's the picture of Michael Jackson, of how he was before he passed away. But all this back and forth, federal court, federal court, state court, come on, it's got to end somewhere. And, with Wade Robson and James Safechuck, those two are just professional liars. And they're actors. That's what they are. And they're trying to take this money away from Michael Jackson's children. And it's really wrong of them. Leave your comments below. I am out.